Okay, now you're going to go off and do this. I have this posted, this worksheet, and if you look at your notes that were from the first worksheet on organic chemistry, these notes are in there. These are still going to be named by finding the longest chain of carbons. So here is the longest chains of carbons right here. 3 carbons long. And what do we name that? Propane, right? But when I do that, those carbons get named. You may notice that you have an extra group here that isn't a carbon and hydrogen. Carbons and hydrogens get named by the parent chain. 3 carbons long is propane. But there's one more bromine group on there. If it's bromine, fluorine, or chlorine, like these first 3, you name them out in front. Bromo, brom for bromine, and then you drop the ene part and you just put the word O. Bromo means a side chain on the parent, that's a bromine, and that is going to be at carbon number what? 1, 2, so you got to put a number for that. It's going to be 2 bromopropane. Okay, so you have to number where those are. Let's do it. I'm going to leave this one for you guys. There's some more here with bromines and things that you can practice, but I'm going to do this one down here. Again, how many carbons is the main chain? That's the carbons in the main chain, so there's 3 of those. Okay, it's a prop. There's 2 enes. So I got to say propadiene. And those occur at the 1 and the 2. Okay, now what's left? 2 chlorine groups. Well, if there's di you have to use to explain the 2 enes, then I have to use di to explain the 2 chloros, so it's going to be dichloro. And I still have to put a number for each one of these. Where are those chlorines? After the first and after the third. So it's 1, 3, dashes between numbers and letters. Okay, so we're ending here, then you go to the next one. But these numbers explain wherever the next thing in line is. So this 1 and 3 is telling where the 2 chlorines are. This 1 and 2 is telling where the next double bonds are. Now, I'm going to do one last one. So O at the ending of any side chains. If you have a chlorine or a bromine, you go bromo, iodo, fluoro. Okay? Let's move down a little bit. I want to choose now. There are also times when, after naming the parent, you've still got some carbons that are off to the side. So, instance, I'm going to say how long is the longest chain of carbons without backtracking. So I could say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, that's not longer. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, that's not longer. So ideally, here's the longest chain of carbons right there. 6 long is a hexane. It's all single bonded. Okay, that's supposed to be hexane, sorry. And I've left 2 groups here on this carbon, haven't I? I've left this group, which is 1 carbon long, and this group, which is 2 carbons long. So this is 1 carbon chain. We used to call it methane. But now what we're going to do is we're going to change the ane ending. If it's not the parent anymore, it's a side chain, we're going to put ill. And this is a 2 carbon chain, so that's ethyl. Okay, so there's ethyl group and a methyl group, a 2 carbon chain and a 1 carbon chain. So in front of hexane, you just put these alphabetically, which is first, ethyl group is first. So I'm going to say there's an ethyl group, and leave a little space and put methyl group next. And I have to tell what number place that's at. Well, the shortest number for these is coming this way. 1, 2. It's the 3rd carbon in, both of them. So this is a 3-methyl. On the 3rd carbon, there's a single carbon chain, which we're going to call methyl. And then 3rd carbon, there's also an ethyl. Okay, so 3-ethyl, -3-methyl hexane. So any carbon side chains that don't get counted in the parent chain are going to have the ending of YL. If it's a chlorine, bromine, iodine, it's going to be iodo, chloro, bromo, fluoro. And those going to be named as side chains. So still name the parent, draw a line through what you've just drawn, and see anything else hanging off. If they're carbon chains, you name them like the carbon chains. Methyl, ethyl, propyl, butyl. If they're chlorines, you just put an O at the end. Chlorine, bromine, fluorine. So good luck. This is going to be signed. There are some problems on the back that you should give a try. They're mostly line drawings. So if I was going to draw this like a line, every end and every bend is a carbon. So just go like this. Say, oh, if this is on the back side of the worksheet now. If you had to draw this, it's got 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I could say, oh, this is what this would look like. Then what you'd say is, oh, this first carbon has a chlorine on it. And this first, second, third carbon, 1, 2, 3, has a bromine on it. Okay, so that's how we use those line drawings, and that's for the back side. This is not for this side up front. You don't need to draw this. That's not for this assignment. I want you to name these ones on the front page, but just so that you know how to do the backside. Give them a try. I won't hold you accountable in terms of grading it, but I will show you how to do those, and then I'll give you a whole sheet of drawing. I want you to get used to using, this is that condensing and leaving some parts of the formula off, and I think you can do it. Give it a shot. That'll be for Monday. Okay? Take care.